my name is Rebecca, and today I want to share with you how a good childhood can bring a kid the ability to find a way of their own. So, have you ever got a strong willing to prove yourself? When people question something about you which you're really proud of, when people criticize or despise your decision, this especially hurts when there are people who are close to, people you respect, people you trust. It is reasonable to feel this well to prove yourself. I can resonate with that really much because I've had this kind of experience before. I want to tell you about my primary school. I loved my school so much, and it was like my second home. So this school, our school campus, was in the collectively owned museum. This is it. It seems so cool, right? Each day my mom drops me off in front of this gate, and I go all the way through the museum to my classrooms and start my day of school. There were only 30 students and 10 teachers, so it doesn't even seem like a proper school. But, however, it was the best. These areas are our gardens. We plant different fruits and vegetables in the spring, and also rape seeds. I remember the flowers of rape seeds will bloom in the summer. You can see the small yellow blossoms on the tall stem all over the school. And the summer in the museum was always the most beautiful. You can hear the wind going through the trees. You can see shadow and light flowing and changing on those old stone tiles. We invented a lot of games by ourselves, and my favorite one was called jumping between rocks. Just as its name, we jump upon the stone lions and stone steels in the trees and try not to fall off. And there was a little pond just behind those fences. You won't believe we fished there with strings and paper clips. That was a lot of fun. Eventually got stopped by our teachers. And our teachers, they're like friends to us. They take photos of us and they laugh with us together when we were doing all these fun things. And that's a picture of us. You can see how small this school was, but I can say it was what made me who I am today. But you can see the school was too small, and not a lot of people can see the value of it. So my primary school also caused a wound in my childhood. So our school was like the kind of C- rating school if it was on schoolratings.com. So people can hardly see its value without actually experiencing the life in it. So the thing happened when I was 8. I remember that evening after my art lesson. I can remember that in my mind so clearly. So there was my best friend and her classmate in that art lesson. And they were not in the same school with me. And the time was, we all just finished our assessments in school. So my best friend and her classmates started to talk about their tests, how hard their tests were, especially the literature test and the writing task. They seemed to have a lot of languages to share. And I tried to join in the conversation. So I said, my literature test wasn't that bad. The writing topic was interesting, and I've got a high score. Without even a hesitation, the two girls replied, "Oh, you're in that small, unqualified school. You guys only do easy stuff, unlike us. In public schools, we worked so hard each day. You can't even imagine how hard our tests were. Private schools are always for less capable students." That's what they said. And what I felt that moment was indescribable. I was totally blanked out. And they continued talking about how hard their tests were, how much their homework was, and I simply wasn't listening. I tried to hold my tears back. And suddenly I also realized how adults show their attitudes to my school. It was all doubt and disapproval. Like they can foresee I'm going to become a useless student in this kind of school. Like I'm going to be somebody who can't take any pressure or hard work. I didn't believe that was true. But it seemed to be. I was only an 8-year-old kid, and so many voices around me are telling the same thing. I soon accepted that my school was inferior to the others, but I was still sad. Just as I said, my school was like second home to me, and I loved it. But I didn't stay depressed for a long time, because right after, I felt a terribly strong rage surging in me. I can say things really make me angry, but at that moment, all my reasons were gone, and I didn't even care. All I felt was anger. Those people laughing, disparaging, patronizing me. I wanted to show them that they were completely wrong. I wanted to show them I'm good, I'm better than any of the kids studying in the public school. I wanted to prove to them that my primary school was not a piece of garbage, that they shouldn't be stepping on it. And it was valuable. I wanted them to acknowledge that. So I'll tell you what happened after that. So a few years then until now, I worked hard and I did my best. It was not only because I wanted to prove myself to the others. I worked hard because any kid would have. But meanwhile, I know that strong will of proving myself is a part of the reason why I worked hard. It was always there, deep inside my heart. I went to a public school for middle school, and I participated in a lot of activities. I had perfect scores in math competitions. My academic grades in that public school was prominently good. All the people say that I'm hardworking, I'm creative. I would say I have succeeded in proving myself. My parents, my parents' friends, and all the people who used to doubt me, they all acknowledge my achievements and my outstandingness. What a dramatic revenge. I should be enjoying the glory, not feeling angry or humiliated anymore. But I did not. It was a little strange. Am I satisfied by proving myself? Well, that's a question. Until recently, I talked with my mom about this. She asked me, did you really believe in the value of your school? Of course, I said yes immediately. But after a while thinking, I thought maybe not. After that day, hearing my friends' opinions on my school, my belief in it was valuable has been wavered. I was always telling people how my primary school was so valuable, but in my subconscious mind, I believed in what they said was true. Why did I think that? Why did the other people's not acknowledging my school make me doubt that beautiful part of my life? The answer was so obvious. Different people have different views on what is valuable, and I was taking the others' opinion on what is valuable to myself. So I believed in what they said only academic skills are valuable. So I started to prove myself in this way. So after that, my mom then asked me, can you now see that value of your school? It was so clear now. My primary school has brought me a lot. At this time of fast information and quick lifestyle, it was my school which allowed me to get along with myself. At this time, so many kids get trapped in the school buildings by exams and grades. It was the school which told me that school grades will never be something defines you. It was my school gave me the confidence to be myself. And this is the value of it. By proving it to the others, I was actually denying all these values, all these wonderful things which really matter to me. A good childhood can bring a kid the ability to go without proving themselves. So as a parent, I would say that the first thing you should do is stop imposing the others' views and values to your kid. That others might be the majority, the society, or you. Your kid might not satisfy the majority's standard of value, but does that mean they're not valuable? No. Tell your kid they're valuable. And that's how we can see we ourselves are worthy. We don't have to prove it to anyone to be. And that's how we can find our own way of life. So what I want to say is, the values of you are always there. The problem is sometimes you might not be able to see them when your ideas of what is valuable has been wavered by the others. Then you start to prove yourself in that way, which is completely unnecessary. Because the fact is, those values won't change because somebody don't understand them. They won't disappear because some people disagree with them. As long as you can see those values, they are always there.